Well, the track we played there is Home and Dry, which is courtesy of our guest here, Pete Davies. Now, he said to me off air there, you're going to want a Pete Townsend story. And, of course, we do, because we've just been talking very much about so much to do with Thundercap Newman, but also Pete, as I think he was a thief in his younger days. Is that right, Pete?
Not exactly, no. I was at the Plumpton Festival, and the Who were playing, and I kind of found myself on stage at some point, and Pete Townsend's guitar lead was just plugged in, and I took it. Not in a nasty way or anything. I mean, I just took it because I wanted a kind of souvenir.
Yeah.
And months later, I was at another gig of the Who's, and me and my friend, we didn't have tickets, but we kind of climbed in through the window, and we got in where the Who were, and we were talking to Keith Moon, and I told him the story, and he was extremely nice. I mean, all the stories about Keith Moon being wild and crazy. I mean, he was a very, very nice man, and very pleasant and very kind to us. I mean, we were only young, and we were about 13, 14, but he was terribly pleasant. I remember it well.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. It's always good when you've got these stories. We love them on the air here on the Soft Rock Show. Tell us a bit about Abbey Road. Spent a bit of time down there?
Well, yeah, I mixed and mastered all the tracks that I've done recently there, and I recorded there years ago. A friend of mine, Robin Scott, who wrote the song Pop Music.
Yeah.
I was in a band with him, and we won a competition, the Melody Maker Search for a Star competition, and we were taken to Abbey Road, and it was great fun. I mean, we were kind of allowed to. In fact, I think we recorded and we mixed there. I think that's what we did. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I remember Bruce Welsh of the Shadows being in the canteen. He's the only sort of famous person I saw there at the time, and he was sort of doing Shadows type things. It was quite funny. It was like a Cliff film. He was sort of running around and nicking the sugar and stuff like that. A person after my own heart, obviously.
I mean, what's it like? I've never been inside the studios there. I mean, Abbey Road talks about, or so many people that we've had on, for example, Simon and the Big Sound, you may or may not remember, but they were huge here in Portsmouth, a big hit with Kites in 1967, but they were always designated for the next studio over from where the Beatles were. And I remember Phil Shulman telling me this wonderful story that they actually had a bed in one of the studios there, and he was bouncing up and down on the bed and went over these screens, and suddenly John and Yoko are standing there watching him. So it's just certain things going on there. My colleague and producer is Adrian, and he's here. He's obviously nodding his head about Abbey Road. So,
I've been
so introduce yourself, Aid.
Hey, hello. How you doing? I'm Adrian. How you doing, Pete?
I'm very well.
Good, yeah.
I think that bed belonged to Yoko Ono.
I think it did. Yeah, absolutely.
John Lennon had it moved in for her.
Yeah.
During the sort of latter part of the Beatles recordings, John Lennon one day turned up. It was after he'd had a car accident in Scotland, and they came down, and he moved this. I think Harrods or somebody arrived with this giant bed and proceeded to put it up in the studio where Yoko Ono presided for most of the recordings. Quite bizarre.
Yeah. No, but I've recently been up to Abbey Road in the last few years and done a few bits up there with a few of the artists that I work with, and it's Andy Collins was up there when we mastered his album up there. Who mastered your album up there?
Sean McGee.
Yeah, Sean did Andy's as well. Great guy. Yeah.
Very nice bloke, very down-to-earth, nice guy.
Yeah.
I felt slightly intimidated at first going back there after all these years, because it's full of people who are about 18 years old,
Yeah.
And they said to me, have you been here before? I said, yeah. No, they said to me, you've been here before, haven't you? And I said, yeah. But I realised it was probably before they were born.
That's right, yeah.
But when Jeff says, what's it like, it's a lot of corridors, actually, and stairs. It's bigger
that's
than
right.
It looks.
Yeah, and then you've got the down in the basement, you've got the cafe and everything, haven't you, at the bottom there? Yeah. I think, have they changed the shop now in the last couple of years? I think because the shop's round the side.
The cafe? Oh, well, I don't know about a shop.
Yeah, there was a shop outside round the corner. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I know we were always I think we're up on the first floor or second floor, so we're doing ours. But when they give you a little tour, or Sean gave us a little tour around, and you go into, I've got photographs of this. Well, this desk has got, I don't know how many thousand buttons on it, and you look at it and think, well, how the hell does that actually work? I'll show them to you sometime, Jeff, because they are astonishing. It really is. But yeah, I mean, it's iconic. Of course it is. And, some people like to say, well, okay, it was it was recorded there or it was mastered there or whatever. But needless to say, it depends on your budget, shall we say?
Yeah, it does depend on your budget. I mean, they're not cheap, but they are incredibly professional.
Yeah,
I know
of course they are.
You would say they would be, but they are.
Yeah.
They're very, very good. Everything's spot on. There's none of this sort of kind of turning up, kind of scratching their heads and going, pressing a few buttons. I mean, they're there and they're on it straight away.
Now, one thing we were going to ask you is, what are your plans? You've got these songs. You're trying to get some radio play. Hopefully, you should do because the songs are good. But what are your plans going to be? I mean, are you thinking that now you're back home from sea, from all you've been doing, you're going to put a band together and go out and do some gigs, or how does it figure for you, Pete?
I've thought a lot about that. I mean, I'd like to put a band together. I'd like to play. I mean, I always played in my younger days. I always played, and most of the songs I write with the intention to play them. I try to make them fairly beachy. I know Home and Dry is a bit slightly is a bit more melodic, a bit laid back, but most of my songs, and the next one I believe you're going to play, are up tempo. So I'd like to do that. I mean, I'm writing all the time. Really, I just keep on. I mean, I think it's hard to establish myself because I'm a complete unknown, really. The fact that I once played Jimi Hendrix guitar doesn't hold much sway. No, I understand. But I mean, I would like people to listen to my music. I mean, I've always been creative in some form or another, and I don't think I can stop being creative. I think a lot of people are creative, and I don't think age should be a restriction. I think it's not a prerogative of the young. I think people are creative till they drop dead, and that's my means of expressing, how I feel. So I would go on writing, and I'm writing all the time. I was writing today, so.
Well, we wish you well with everything you've got here, and we'll ask people to check you out. Adrian will do everything on Facebook and Twitter. He'll connect with it here. I can see everything that we've got here. Instagram.com, Pete Davies Music, they're all out there. Facebook, and Adrian will do all that for you. So I'm going to play a particular track for you now. You wanted track number 7, and it's quite interesting, really. I see it's all about a song because a young lady believes the grass is always greener on the other side. And do you know, this is really funny because last week on a 60s show I was doing Somewhere Else, I played Petula Clark doing a song written by Tony Hatch, and the song is "The Other Man's Grass is Always Greener."
The sun won't shine on the other. Yeah, I know it. Yeah,
that's the song. Anyway, Pete Davies, all the very best on the far side of the hill. We wish you well with your music, and good luck on behalf of everybody with the Soft Rock.
Hold on the line. We'll have a chat after off air.
Yeah, we'll do that. Cheers. Hold on, Pete.
On the